Hi, I'm Aries Ramsey. Welcome to the Aries Girl podcast. All commentary made in this video is alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only, under the guidance of the Fair Use Act of 1976. Well, now that we have that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into the show. Episode 2 picks back up at the podcast with Melody and Carlos King as he welcomes Sunni and Moses to the stage. Sunni gives Melody a hug and Melody congratulates her, I'm assuming for the wedding. Melody greets Moses and tells him that it is nice to meet him. Carlos introduces Sunni to the audience members and tells them to say hi to Sunni, which they do. Next, Carlos introduces Moses. Carlos tells Moses that he finds it quite interesting that he appeared on this couch, but didn't appear on the reunion couch with Destiny. Apparently, Carlos was looking for Moses to show up at the reunion. Sunni responds by saying, long story short, you show up for the ones that you need to show up for. Oh my. Melody's confessional comes in, and she says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. But what's going on here is a whole mess. Melody says that she remembers Sunni from when she worked with them in the past, but seeing her go from behind the camera to in front of the camera is a lot. Carlos gives us a little background history by saying to Sunni that she was a producer on the show, and, as a producer, you are assigned talent, and as talent, you tell your producer all of your business. Then he says, and you had Destiny, meaning that Destiny was Sunni's talent. Duh. As soon as Carlos said that, someone from the audience yells out, and she crossed the line. The cameras then zoom in on Stormi in the audience for a classic shocked face reaction. We head back to Mel's confessional where she says that Carlos has surprised her with this. Melody says that stealing someone's man may not be the cup of tea that she can handle. This cup of tea may be a little too hot, even for her. Carlos keeps stirring the pot by mentioning that Destiny said that she had made the introduction to Sunni and Moses, and that she would confide in Sunni about Moses. But then, Sunni would tell Destiny to leave Moses because he wasn't any good, that Destiny could do better than Moses. Sunni interjects and says that it isn't true. Carlos continued by saying, and then, when Sunni was telling Destiny to leave Moses, she was entering a relationship with Moses and got a ring to show for it. Damn Carlos. Oh my goodness, this is so messy. Even for Carlos King, it's messy. In Sunni's confessional, she says that the roaring crowd and the boos make her feel like she is in the lion's den. Sunni said that it is one thing to be behind the cameras, but there's a totally different world being in front of the cameras. People just lashing out, screaming things out. Sunni is thinking that no one could have prepared her for the crowd's reaction. But she says that it is time for her to face this thing head on. I think that this is where Sunni gets bout it, just like Master P. Back on stage with Carlos, Melody, and her husband Moses, Sunni says that Destiny never confided in her about Moses. She says that Destiny is painting a picture as though Sunni was plotting on her man when she kept things professional. Sunni said that she and Moses didn't even link up until a year later. Like I said, Sunni is getting bout it. And I am here for it. Carlos then asks how Sunni and Moses met to the point of which they started talking to each other. Then someone from the audience yells, tell the truth. Moses answers the question by saying that he saw Sunni at an event for her family. They essentially just spoke to one another and asked how each person was doing. Moses also says that it wasn't quote-unquote like that at that time. Carlos keeps it messy by asking Moses if he was still dating Destiny at that time. Moses then admits that he was seeing Destiny at that time. Now that Carlos has apparently gained clarity and insight, he tells Moses to continue. Let me just mention that Melody looks very uncomfortable during this entire question and answer session. Moses says that at this time, it was January of 2023. Destiny had left St. Louis on January the 3rd, and he had run into Sunni around January the 12th. Moses and Sunni both start explaining that January the 12th was when they saw one another, and not when they started quote-unquote talking to one another. Carlos digs deeper in the mess by sarcastically saying that there was a 9-day difference between January 12th and January 3rd. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Sunni then asks Moses when he got her phone number, and Moses answers that he got Sunni's phone number in July. Melody finally says that things were sounding a little gray and that she doesn't do gray areas, which is why she has on black and white. This sends Carlos King into hysterics. Melody says in her confessional that she doesn't know how long Sunni and Moses were dating, not dating when they got together. She was trying to keep up, like 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what? She doesn't know because her fingers were getting tired. Carlos just keeps digging. He does a recap by saying to Moses that he was dating Destiny. The last time Moses saw Destiny was January 3rd. Then he saw Sunni on the 12th at a family function, and then clarifies that Moses started dating Sunni in July. Moses sets the record straight by saying he got Sunni's phone number in July and that they started dating in August. Then Carlos asks Moses when he and Destiny broke up. And Moses says, "We never broke up," and some people in the audience start to make noises and scream. Sunni just started smiling and laughing. Carlos's face just scrunched up. Melody gasps, "I thought I was watching an episode of Jerry Springer, because I actually started chanting Jerry, Jerry, Jerry." But Carlos keeps at it. He asks Moses if Destiny thought that she and Moses were still in a relationship. Moses said that Destiny knew it was over, and that they both knew it was over, but Carlos appears to have some doubts. Moses said that he knew Destiny was going through some things, custody battle and divorce. He knew that Destiny was kind of unstable. Wait. He just said that Destiny was going through a divorce. So, does this mean she was still married? And does that make Moses her side piece? I'm so confused. Moses said that he was supporting Destiny through that. Carlos asks what the issues were in Destiny's and Moses' relationship. Moses said, "Long distance, Destiny was traveling and going to award shows. She was hanging with other people. She wasn't consistent in trying to be the woman that Moses needed her to be." Thankfully, Melody chimed in and asked, "What woman is that?" Moses answers by looking at Sunni and saying, "This one right here, damn." In Sunni's and Moses' confessional, Sunni said that Destiny left a gap in her relationship with Moses. Destiny's prioritizing her career left Moses feeling neglected. Sunni said that she knows to prioritize her man. Their relationship is rooted in love, God, and building wealth. She couldn't have painted a picture of a better man for herself. Carlos turns to Sunni and says he's being real with her. As Destiny's producer, he asks if she ever gave Destiny a heads up about her and Moses seeing each other, and Sunni said that she did. Sunni reached out to Destiny via text and asked Destiny to call her, but Destiny texted her back asking what was up. Sunni responded by saying she asked her to call. She wanted to talk to Destiny woman to woman, I guess like Shirley Brown. She told Destiny that she was dating Moses and that it was getting serious. But Destiny didn't respond. Because Destiny had blocked Sunni on her phone at this point. Remember the conversation Destiny had with Tisha? I covered this in my Season 8 Episode 1 recap and review video. Shameless plug. I invite you to watch that video after watching this one. Apparently, Sunni had also tried to call Destiny, but Destiny didn't answer the phone. Sunni said that she doesn't owe Destiny any loyalty because she says that Destiny has no skin in the game. Destiny wasn't her friend, and she owed herself loyalty. Sunni is still bout it. Sunni continues by saying that at the end of the day, she didn't steal anyone's husband. She didn't break up a home. She and Moses are married, and that's what it is. It's official, and if you don't like it, then oh well. Moses had several women when she started dating him. She insinuates that Destiny was a side chick from day one. Carlos is in shock. Sunni asks Destiny when she was the main chick. Melody gasps again. Carlos appears dumbfounded while the audience collectively reacts. Melody reaches out to Sunni and says that she feels that there is a lot of anger or something. How many times do I need to tell everyone that Sunni was bout it? And I must admit that I am here for it. Why, you ask? In my opinion, Sunni is irate with Carlos, not the audience. In her confessional, Melody says that she thinks that a conversation may need to be had. Maybe between Moses and Destiny first, maybe between Sunni and Destiny next, because there is definitely a lot of emotion. Carlos congratulates Moses and Sunni on their union, and thanks them for coming out. It's the least he could do after raking them over the coals. Carlos says that Mel had no idea about this. He only told her that he had surprises for her. Carlos, Clearly, this wasn't the type of surprise that Mel wanted or needed considering everything she went through with her ex-husband. He thanks Sunni and Moses and hugs them before they leave the stage. That was some nasty work, Carlos King. Nasty work. In the next scene, we get to see Maurice and Marceau Scott. Let me take this opportunity to remind everyone that neither of them was in the first episode. While Maurice drives, he is filling his brother Marceau in on the new building that he and Kimmi purchased and is describing all of the renovations that he wants done. Maurice tells Marceau that Kimmi might be interested in him being the general contractor, but he has to be competitive. Marceau states that he's competitive and that he's good. Marceau says that he has a team full of people that can knock the project out for them. In his confessional, Maurice talks about how they gutted the mom-and-pop building they purchased, and he hopes that Marceau can put his magic touch on it after taking a look at the building. Maurice tells his brother that they need to talk to Martell because he's out of control, and Marceau says that Martell has been out of control and that it has become annoying. Maurice asks him what the last thing regarding Martell that he saw, and Marceau said that he saw bits and pieces of an interview that Martell did. Obviously, he must be referring to the Tasha K interview. They then decide to go and visit Martell because they think that things are going worse. In his confessional, Maurice says that he doesn't think that any good can come from exposing any past misdeeds. I can't help but wonder if his and Marceau's possible past misdeeds is what he is actually worried about in addition to Martell's past misdeeds. In Marceau's confessional, he basically states that he is going along to pretty much see the house because Martell is who he is and he isn't going to change. Once they arrive at the house that Martell is working on, they seem to be excited that Martell is back to building, and they compliment him on how good things look. Marceau asks Martell why he felt it was necessary for him to go and do an interview with a blogger. In a nutshell, Martell says he retaliated and did the interview because he got arrested. He still is trying to downplay the threat of releasing a revenge video against Melody as a mere text message. Once again, I am so sick of this ignorant narrative that Martell is trying to push. He committed a crime and he got arrested for it. Point blank, period. In his confessional, he claims that he wanted to wave the white flag a long time ago, and actually that, and I quote, "us nice guys get the short end of the stick." Who does he think he's fooling here? Maurice asks what his ultimate goal is, and Martell says to get facts out. I guess he meant alternative facts, because he next says that he doesn't care if people think he's lying. Maurice says that it isn't about lying, and that it's about fans. Then Maurice and his brother say the following garbage that literally had me clutching my imaginary pearls. Let's take a listen.
There's a guy who's running for president right now. No matter what happens, you got a base of people that literally will do whatever he wants them to do. Some people, they like Mel for a different reason. I do not care what those followers think. To me, they're just a group of deplorables.
Gotcha.
All right?
Right.
They're brainless, foolish people
Yep.
that follow someone that ignore all facts. He said that, I'm going to buy another shirt. Go buy her shirts.
Yes.
Spend all your money and all your kids' money making Mel a multi-billionaire. I don't care.
These, oh my God, these non-geniuses had the nerve to compare Melody's fan base to the fan base of a man running for president who shall remain nameless. Let's just call him 45. Did someone write that garbage for them, or did they write it themselves after rewatching the presidential debate from 2016? They cannot be serious. Deplorables? They called Mel's fan base deplorables? How disingenuous and downright insulting. Do better, Scott brothers. Give Hillary credit for providing you with the verbiage for your fake rant, Marceau. How dare you insinuate that Melody's fan base is akin to red hat wearing MAGA supporters? Her supporters haven't stormed any government buildings, nor have they marched through the streets yielding tiki torches and shouting racist tropes. How dare you, sir? Have a seat, have several seats. The truth is, Marceau, that you actually do care if Melody becomes a multi-billionaire selling t-shirts, and you actually sound a little jealous, to be honest. Now, it appears to be Martell's turn to tell a lie because he says that it isn't about fans. It's about him putting out the message that he wants to convey. He said that Melody went low, and he went lower. He has no idea how childish he sounds. Martell keeps saying that Melody got him arrested. Actually, Martell, you got yourself arrested. Also, was this your first arrest in life? Tell the truth. Maurice asks Martell if he thinks that going lower will make things stop, and in true Martell form, he says that it will. Marceau tries to reason with Martell, but it isn't working because Martell made a valid point in his confessional about how Marceau goes back and forth with people online, so he really doesn't have any room to tell Martell to take the high road. Martell tells them that they don't understand because they have not been in the same situation. Maurice reminds him that he has been through divorce, and Marceau said that he chose not to get a divorce. That makes me wonder if that choice was made by Marceau, who was going to file for divorce when he chose to stay married. Was it him or Tisha? Martell just thinks they are talking in circles and giving him advice from a female perspective. The jokes here just write themselves. Marceau starts to end the conversation by telling Martell that he needs to hang out with them more because he needs logical friends in his life that he can bounce ideas off of. If I remember correctly, hanging out with the Scott brothers is what eventually led to Martell's marriage unraveling due to the poor decisions he made when he hung out with them. Martell just says, "Nah, I'm good." This is the first time in life that I agree with Martell. Watching this scene was like watching a 2024 version of The Three Stooges, except Larry, Moe, and Curly aren't very funny in this case. The next scene shows Stormi driving to KeKe's house for a visit. KeKe greets her at the door, and Stormi's voiceover from her confessional comes in saying that the word on the street is that KeKe has been telling everything to the blogs. As a friend, Stormi thinks that she needs to check on her because it appears that all of the gossip about KeKe is true. Stormi wants to know where this comes from. KeKe tells Stormi that she was just talking to her husband Amin, and they hadn't talked about last season's reunion. She had just told Amin what her cousin Tisha said about them. If you remember last season's reunion, you already know that Tisha had apparently done some opposition research and sprayed Stormi and KeKe with their own tea. Tisha's reads may have seemed rehearsed, but they were somewhat factual. She knew all about Stormi not paying her invoices and about KeKe and Amin having infidelity in their marriage. Amin enters the room and tells Stormi that what Tisha said about KeKe paying for him to go on a date with another woman happened 18 years ago. KeKe corrects him and said that it happened 19 years ago. KeKe said that she never gave Amin the money, but he did ask for it. Thanks for clearing that up, I guess. Stormi brings up the situation with the bloggers after the past reunion and asks KeKe what happened. KeKe said that she was pissed with the counseling session during the Houston trip because she felt picked on. Stormi asked her by whom, and KeKe essentially said everyone but Stormi because Stormi was the only one who had her back. Remember Stormi basically saying that, yes, KeKe did wrong and everyone was thinking that she shouldn't be on the trip, but how do we move forward? When they were all sitting around the fire at the Houston trip, KeKe then said that she had an issue with Melody, and she vented to her mom about it. She said that her mom thought that she could trust the bloggers, and so she told the bloggers what was going on. Really, KeKe? You're putting that on your mama. Okay then. In her confessional, Stormi admits that she is surprised to hear KeKe say that the blogs got the information from her mom. I agree with Stormi because it sounds suspect to me as well. Stormi tells KeKe that they share their lives in front of the cameras and it should be shown to the world on TV. She should not go to the bloggers beforehand because it jeopardizes everything that they work for on the show. KeKe just doesn't understand how people don't get that she wanted to vent and be comforted by her mother. Stormi tells her that she sees how KeKe would want to seek her mom's comfort, but tells KeKe that she can't do that anymore. She also tells KeKe that she thinks her mom knew better than to go to a blogger. KeKe defends her mom by saying that her mom is grown, and she can't take ownership of what other people do. Stormi essentially tells her that if she had never had that conversation with her mom, the information would have never ended up on the blogs, and that they wouldn't be here. In her confessional, Stormi admits that she doesn't believe that KeKe's mom gave the information to the blogs, and she doesn't understand why KeKe wouldn't tell her the truth. Maybe what KeKe is saying is partially true, but to not take any blame is unrealistic because there are too many facts and too much proof. KeKe appears to double down on what she said because she's claiming that people have things misconstrued because she never put any information out there. Stormi is frustrated because she thinks that where there's smoke, there's fire, and she says that there's a whole lot of smoke in the blogger streets, and KeKe is just denying it. Stormi lets KeKe know that she can tell her that she messed up. She says that KeKe can be vulnerable with her, and she can admit what she did, yet KeKe still blames her mom. Stormi puts the icing on the cake when she says that KeKe's mom is a smart lady, insinuating that her mother wasn't dumb enough to give the bloggers that information. She tries to soften the blow by telling KeKe that she's a smart lady and one of the smartest people here. KeKe takes that compliment and runs with it because she said that she would say that she is the smartest person here. Okay, KeKe. She finally admits that she did mess up and Stormi thanks her. But then KeKe said that the details don't matter, and then says that she's been wanting to express the details. In my opinion, KeKe is all over the place. Stormi is just relieved to hear KeKe admit that she messed up. Apparently, it's refreshing for her, because it shows that she needs to take accountability for herself and for others. Then, she told KeKe that she is going to ride for her winning every day. But when you allow bloggers the opportunity to claim that the information they had was correct, it puts her in a position of not knowing who to trust. KeKe apologized to Stormi and said that she learns from her mistakes and never repeats them, unless she didn't learn the first time. They hugged it out, and apparently all was right with the world. Back in Stormi's confessional, she's all for KeKe winning, but she doesn't believe her about this blogger situation. And Stormi is under the impression that KeKe thinks that no one else believes her either. In the fourth scene, Kimmi pulls up in her Jeep to a coffee shop and walks in. We are taken straight to Kimmi's confessional that starts with her saying that Sunni is in town according to the word on the street, so she reached out to see if she wouldn't mind meeting up because she has some questions. Then Tisha arrives at the coffee shop. Kimmi just hopes that Tisha can stay cool because she's sure that Tisha feels, quote-unquote, away. Tisha jokes that she hasn't seen Kimmi this whole year. Keep in mind that this was filmed in early to mid-January of 2024. Kimmi asks what she has been up to, and of course, Tisha mentions the family trip to Africa. At least Marso invited her on this trip. Because she and the kids didn't appear to be allowed to go on his previous trip to Africa, that he went on alone, allegedly. Tisha says in her confessional that the trip to South Africa was great and that they went to Cape Town, Johannesburg, and it was amazing. As she continues to tell Kimmi how the trip went, Sunni walks in and says, "Hi ladies." That's when Tisha's smile left her face, and her energy appeared to shift. Kimmi greets her with a hug, and Sunni thanks her for the invite. She then asks Sunni how she's doing, and Sunni says that she's blessed. Back in Tisha's confessional, she screams, "What?" Kimmi didn't tell her Sunni was going to be there. She thinks it isn't cool and that Kimmi should have warned her. Sunni congratulates Kimmi on beating her cancer. Kimmi thanks her because Sunni was one of the people on the show's team that was in Huntsville during that time. Apparently, Sunni did a lot for Kimmi during her cancer journey. Kimmi says that she heard that Sunni was in town for Carlos's podcast. Sunni tells them that she didn't expect the reaction she received. It's one thing to read comments on the blogs, but it's different for people to be yelling the comments out. Tisha sarcastically says to Sunni, "Welcome to our world." Kimmi lets Sunni know that she wanted to chat because she didn't want to assume stuff. Kimmi said, "All of us have been friends. Destiny is our girl." That's why she wanted Tisha to be there too. Kimmi asks Sunni what the ins and outs are if she cares to share with them. Then, Kimmi wants to know if the things about Sunni and Moses are true. Tisha butts in and says, "Of course it's true. We saw the pics on social media." Tisha tells Sunni that it's trifling because she was Destiny's producer. Sunni was the person that Destiny talked to tell what was going on in her life. Then Tisha says that it could have been one of their producers sleeping with one of their husbands. Kimmi takes this opportunity to say, "Hide your husbands, hide your sons." Kimmi is saying the same thing that Tisha and Destiny said when Destiny went over to Tisha's house on last week's episode, almost word for word. "Gee, Kimmi, I don't remember you hiding your son from Destiny. Did Tisha give you the play-by-play of that conversation between her and Destiny? Or are you, Tisha, and Destiny repeating the same talking points that someone gave you? And when did Destiny become yours and Tisha's girl?" Of course, Tisha co-signs what Kimmi says by repeating the "hide your husbands" quote. Sunni responds by saying that she didn't want any of their husbands, so let's clear that up. Tisha tells Sunni that it is supposed to be a professional environment, and Sunni lets her know that she stayed professional when she was in the environment. Tisha starts telling Sunni that for her to go and start dating Destiny's quote-unquote ex, then Kimmi cuts Tisha off by saying, wait, I want to hear it, that's why I asked. Then Tisha smartly says, let's hear it then. Sunni lets them know that she and Moses didn't start talking until a year after she left the show. It wasn't like things between her and Moses were happening during the show. Moses never even came to film with Destiny, so she never even saw him on the show. Kimmi says, but she thought that Sunni and Destiny were closer than that. Tisha was under the impression that Sunni and Destiny were friends, that they were pursuing a friendship. Sunni said, wait, and she lets Tisha know that she wasn't pursuing anything with Destiny. Tisha digs deeper and asks Sunni if she wasn't calling Destiny and hanging out with her in St. Louis. Sunni said that Destiny was the one calling her more than anything. Sunni sets the record straight and says that friend is a strong word and that it is overused. Tisha keeps going by asking if Destiny was trying to reach out to her to develop a friendship, and then Sunni starts talking to Destiny's dude, that it is not okay. Tisha, you just flip-flopped. Moments ago, you referred to Moses as the ex-boyfriend. In this scenario, you're referencing Moses as if he was Destiny's current boyfriend at that time. Sunni says, at the end of the day, you cannot help who you fall in love with. In her confessional, she thinks Tisha feels like she broke the girl code because it looks messed up on the surface, but it doesn't change the fact that she and Moses fell in love, they are married, and that it didn't work out for him and Destiny. She asks if that means that Moses is off limits to the world. No, it's just not how life works. Sunni tells them that Moses pursued her. And she isn't going to lie. She rejected him at first, because she didn't think it was cool for the two of them to date. But she prayed about the situation and told herself that Moses could be her husband. Does she have a situation where a girl that she's developing a relationship with, but then realizes that she has plenty of real friends? Or man that she can build generational wealth with, family and love, all the things that she needs? Sunni just chose to be loyal to herself in this case. Tisha continues and asks how Moses told her that he and Destiny stopped talking / broke up. Sunni said it didn't seem like Destiny was relevant at that time because when she met Moses, he was dating somebody else. Tisha just has to ask why Destiny wouldn't be relevant. Sunni tells her, because Moses wasn't in a relationship, he was single. Tisha wants to know if Destiny felt that way. Apparently, Tisha doesn't understand what single means. It means you can date who you want as long as you aren't married, in my opinion. Once two people who are dating decide to take things to the next level and commit to seeing each other exclusively, then we can call it a relationship instead of dating. That's the way I look at it. Sunni reminds them that Destiny claimed on a podcast that she and Moses were broken up for 5 months. That's 5 months before Sunni and Moses got together. Here comes Tisha again, wanting to know if Sunni thinks she should have texted Destiny. Tisha, you know damn well that Sunni reached out to Destiny by text from the conversation that you had with Destiny in your own house. Why are you even asking Sunni this? Sunni lets them know that she did text Destiny asking her to give her a call. She reached out to Destiny personally, saying that she needed to talk about something important. Sunni wasn't going to sleep well unless she at least tried to have the conversation. Kimmi wants to know why she thought she wouldn't sleep well. Good question, Kimmi, because somewhere in your soul, in your tummy, it was telling her that she had a relationship with Destiny. Sunni responds by saying it was an unfavorable situation. She wouldn't have chosen to meet her husband by way of someone else. Kimmi asks if Destiny knew that Sunni and Moses were dating when she received the text, and Sunni said that Destiny knew. Wait, Destiny knew that Sunni was dating Moses. Destiny didn't respond and didn't reach back out, so Sunni sent her a text. Tisha asks if she made the post after this. That's so messy, Tisha. Sunni said that Moses didn't want Destiny to be blindsided when it hit social media. Kimmi tells her that they were blindsided and Tisha agrees. Tisha tells Sunni that she didn't seem like the trifling type of female. I'm not sure how she thought Sunni was going to receive this. Sunni said that she's not trifling because she found love. Her love isn't based on someone else's disappointment. She has nothing to do with that. Tisha tells Sunni that it's selfish, and Sunni responds by letting her know that she chose herself. Now Tisha wants to know if Sunni feels bad about any of it and what would she change if she could change any of it. Damn Tisha, let it go. I don't think you question your husband this much. Sunni says that the only thing she could have done differently is maybe have reached out to Destiny sooner, but things did happen quickly between her and Moses. They didn't even have an engagement, they just went and got married. Kimmi is just inclined to believe that Sunni and Destiny were friends. Now Kimmi, Sunni already told you that friend is a strong word. It seems like you weren't paying attention. Sunni said that she cared about Destiny and poured into her on and off of the show. She helped pay for things for Destiny, felt sympathy for her. Tisha blurts out, "Can we not talk about money?" because she thinks that it's a jab at Destiny. Sunni lets her know that it isn't about money and that it isn't a jab. Tisha says, "But you did it out of the kindness of your heart, so you don't have to bring it up." Tisha, I'm inclined to think that Sunni can bring up whatever she wants. Sunni lets Tisha know that she can bring it up. Who does Tisha think she is by telling Sunni what she should and shouldn't say? Especially since Tisha is being messy as hell and digging all in Sunni's personal life. Then Tisha said that that was the same thing that Mel did, and that it's a jab. Tisha, why did Melody have to catch a stray in this conversation? Were you referring to all of the things that Melody did for you, like loaning you vehicles, or are you talking about someone else? Sunni said that Destiny put a lot of jabs on her, so she is going to jab back. Let's be clear. Kimmi tries to say that the initial jab was Sunni saying that she married Destiny's dude. Is that how Kiowa feels, Kimmi? Just curious about your thoughts. Sunni said that Destiny could have had a conversation with her and they could have cleared the air before Destiny tried to drag her, and was telling people that Sunni married her cousin and was eyeing her man. And Kimmi says that Sunni should have known that Destiny would feel something regarding Moses and Sunni being married. Kimmi, that doesn't justify how Destiny dogged Sunni on the blogs with that cousin narrative. Now here's the kicker. Tisha tells Sunni that she should be thanking Destiny for hooking them up and connecting them. Sunni says that because of Destiny, they are together. It was their destiny. That pun gave me a good laugh. I'm really starting to like Sunni. And I can't wait to see more of her. In the final scene, we find that Melody is rehearsing for a performance with her choreographer and her dancers when KeKe comes in. Mel says in her confessional that she reached out to KeKe to come to the studio because she has been reading the blogs, and apparently she had been saying what a horrible friend Melody was in Houston. It really wasn't a trip that she was invited on, but she told KeKe to reach out to Nell Fletcher to see if she could come. Melody was surprised that KeKe arrived in Houston, and to find out that Tisha and KeKe weren't on good terms. Melody thinks it's ridiculous for KeKe to say that she wasn't a good friend, and she wants to set the record straight. KeKe tells Melody that it's good to see her and admits that she is probably the last person that Melody wants to see, and she knows that Melody is mad at her. Melody lets her speak first, so KeKe starts off by apologizing. Melody asks her what she's sorry for to make sure there's no misunderstanding. KeKe said that some things happened in Houston that bothered her, and after they left Houston, KeKe said she called her mom to vent, and she did bring up to her mom that she felt slighted by Melody and her feelings were hurt. Then KeKe says her mom went to a blogger and that blogger released their conversation, and things were blown out of proportion because it sounded nothing like her initial conversation with her mom. Well, regardless of whether or not KeKe is telling the truth, her story is consistent. KeKe was heartbroken that Melody wasn't ready to receive how she felt when she first reached out to her. She says that her intentions were never malicious. She's just frustrated and ashamed, and she's upset with her mom, but she's just going to own it. Her mom made a mistake, and it went public, and she just wants Mel to know that she's sorry. Mel responds by saying she heard a lot of what KeKe feels. So now, she's going to tell KeKe how she feels. Oh snap. To be honest, the thing that's going to stick with her is that out of all of the months that have passed by, 6 months, Not once did KeKe call to say, "Melody, let's sit down and talk because I care about our friendship and I don't want you to hear this from anyone else, and I'm not going to let anyone hold this over my head." Melody says that she shouldn't have read about that on the internet and that KeKe's apology does not move her. KeKe says that she sometimes finds it difficult to be upfront when it involves confrontation. Melody reminds her of when she threw a drink on her cousin Tisha at the cookout last year. "I must admit, that was my first thought as well," KeKe said, "but that's a different relationship." Melody lets her know that throwing the drink is confrontation. But KeKe says it's different with someone who has been nothing but good to you. She says that Tisha, nor she is innocent, but she says that she hasn't been as shady as Tisha. Melody doesn't know what to tell KeKe now because she had warned her about this. She said that the Bible says warning comes before destruction. Melody tells KeKe that, right out of the gate, she started talking privately to bloggers, and Melody told her to be careful when she was communicating, but KeKe doesn't listen. KeKe says that it's not that she doesn't want to listen, she just gets off track. Melody says that, when it comes to sharing things that are happening before they're supposed to be shared, is a no-go for her. Melody has children to take care of, so the show is her check. Essentially, KeKe leaking information about the show was affecting Melody's pockets and she just can't fool with KeKe. She has gone out on a limb for KeKe. She has taken heat that wasn't true because of KeKe and for taking up for KeKe. She even randomly showed up with a drug test for KeKe after the cookout to prove that KeKe wasn't under the influence when she threw the drink on Tisha. There were discussions about KeKe writing a book, Overcoming Addiction, just to tell her story, and to date, Melody hasn't seen that from KeKe. Melody tells KeKe that she doesn't let a lot of people in anymore and that she is very guarded, and for her to be repaid in that type of betrayal from KeKe is a lot and too much for her. Melody has too much going on to be dealing with a whole bunch of mess. Melody doesn't have room to question whether or not KeKe is a loyal friend. Melody is just getting started. The more she grows, the smaller her circle becomes, and loyalty is more important than it's ever been. She doesn't have room for that in her life. KeKe tells Melody that she respects how she feels and that she's not trying to change that in any way. She's going to be humble in this situation and she doesn't feel the need to try to explain things away, because she has prayed about it and she knows what her intentions were. Melody lets KeKe know that she still wishes the best for her, but as for her and her friend's circle, her inner circle, she can't have anybody in it that she questions intention or purity of the relationship or the loyalty. Mel said, and I quote, "God bless you on your journey, and may it be everything you want it to be." In Mel's confessional, she said whatever she chooses to do next in life. Mel wishes her well. Mel doesn't have room for KeKe in her life any longer. And KeKe walks to her car, gets in, and drives away. And that was that. This is where episode number 2 leaves off. I don't blame Melody for this at all. You can't have people around you that can't be trusted. It's okay to wish someone well from a distance. I do it all of the time. Mel was reminiscent of Shawnee O'Neal thanking Brandy for her service. This concludes my recap and review of the show. Please leave a comment below and join me on my next podcast episode right here on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss an episode. I'll see you on the next podcast. Until then, take care.